Excited to get on the road in conference and head down to Florida. Tough result on Saturday. Review of the film. Again, there's flashes of signs of encouraging things from young players in our program. Thought at times some of the quick strikes and the counterpunching in the second half on offense, are signals of an explosive offense that includes the ability to get the ball down the field throwing it. We need to see that earlier, obviously, and it seemed like there was some chemistry developed around the quarterback position on Saturday, which was encouraging. Thought defensively, I didn't know necessarily what I was seeing during the game. Felt like there was a lot of space on the field. Felt like they were really efficient at finding the space. Was disappointed in our level of execution and communication and alignment. 11 guys on the same page. When we watch the film and review, there's a lot of things that you don't control in performance, but you certainly control getting the call and getting lined up. And that's not just a player issue. That starts with me, but our coaching staff and making sure there's clarity, snap in, snap out, so that we can play at our best. I thought Missouri did a nice job on offense, so a credit to them there too. But overall, obviously, we're not happy with where we are, but we need to stay encouraged with some of the things that we've seen growing within the program, and continue to build on those things while we address and learn the lessons that some of our shortcomings have taught us. Again, we'll be excited for the next chance, which is at Florida. I think being that it's Game 7 of 7 straight, and we are banged up. I'll share with you an injury report here. Grayson Morgan's questionable, still trying to work his way back from a back issue that's just been flaring up on him. Kane Patterson will be out. Got encouraging news after he was able to get some imaging. We expect him to be a few weeks, hopefully back after the bye week, but obviously he needs to progress. We'll be happy to get him back. As a result, we've made a couple of adjustments. So one is Bryce Cowan will slide back over to the will position and give us a chance to add some quality depth there. B.J. Anderson's questionable, still trying to work soft tissue in his hip growing area. London Humphreys is questionable. Didn't practice today. Hopefully going to get back out and do some stuff tomorrow. Would like to just see him be able to reach some speeds and work on that ankle. And so we'll see how he responds as the week moves on. A.J. Swan, I expect to be available. Again, we're monitoring him through the week just to see how he responds as he continues to work his way back. But was pleased today with what he was able to do. Christian James did well in the game, and we're going to just be looking to increase his load and his rep count moving forward. Excited to have him back. Hopefully he continues on this positive trend. Jalen Mahoney's questionable. Wasn't able to be with us today. We'll see if he's able to get back at practice this week. Obviously, that'll be key for him, having played as many snaps as he's played. It's more just about him being healthy and able to get out in the game. So with that, I'm happy to open up for questions.
Ken Seals, what did you see from what he did? How much of a leader can he be for your program given what he's been through?
Well, I think, yes. Really proud of him. I thought the performance was gutsy and confident. I was really glad to see him go out there with confidence, and I thought he galvanized the group. And it wasn't perfect, but I think it's almost better that it wasn't, because you can see him respond, particularly after the interception. He didn't flinch, didn't back down. I see a guy that just, and he said this in his remarks afterwards that are now have been circulated, but he's really come to connection with who he is internally, and understands that football's something he does, but not totally representative of him as a person. And I think there's a really healthy balance there. And I hope that this program can be, a kind of conduit to that level of kind of self-realization in all the players. It's one of the great things about football is that inevitably we will experience adversity as a team. You will experience adversity as an individual, and that's why this game still matters. How do you fight through your personal disappointment so you can still belong to something that's bigger than yourself? And that defines what Ken Seals has done. So it was really neat to see him out there. It was neat to watch him battle. There's a lot he can do to build on that performance, and we'll be excited to support him as he, again, seeks that opportunity again this week. Certainly the leadership chops through his experience and his steadiness through his ups and downs, I think it's all there. So, Chris, you had asked about the pressures too after the game, and let me go back to that. Just after watching the film, there are times when we weren't able to win one-on-ones up front that shortened the down for us. There's also times where we need to step up into the pocket. And this came up a little bit a couple years ago where, when a pocket forms and we're trying to kind of escape out of the edge, you're running into the rush a little bit. So particularly the sack that ended the game is a situation where if we can go up into the pocket, I think the protection's going to hold solid. The shot we hit to Junior Sherrill actually was the same kind of idea. Ken climbed the pocket, was able to find the route down the field. And so I think there's some learning there and just some chemistry that needs to be built. But on the whole, I was pleased with the offense. And obviously the middle stretch of the game, we have to just find the rhythm and chemistry to be able to apply pressure through all four quarters.
You got off to a little bit of a slow start offensively. That's happened a couple times before. Do you find a common denominator or maybe a fix there?
Yeah, I think gosh, I'm trying to remember the specifics, and I'm usually pretty good at this, but I want to say, it was our second possession, I believe, that we scored our touchdown on, in the first quarter to take the lead there, and to me, what was the signature of that drive was we were able to get some rhythm on first and second down. Specifically, I think we were at 2nd and 10, and we ran a jet sweep and got the ball on the perimeter, a nice crack block by Quincy Skinner that got a first down, and then we went to tempo. We hit Quincy in the flat, and he was able to circle the defense, and then we got back on the ball and hit Quincy in a kind of flood route, came back and ran a zone play, and then came back with Ken on the pull for the touchdown. So, and that's pretty good memory, just if I can say so myself. The reason I bring that up, that's our second offensive possession. And what you see in that is small things done well. It's getting in rhythm, finding the way to get the ball on the perimeter, using tempo to apply pressure. And it's an offense playing on their toes and playing with confidence. I think we can't wait on the play to give us that confidence. So, it's about taking that attitude. And that starts, again, with our coaches and, the way we approach efficiency on first and second down. It doesn't always have to be through the zone game, if it's not working for us, that we can get efficient plays, again, getting the ball on the perimeter in creative ways, and then also in throwing the ball. But first and second down efficiency is big for us, The other thing to note is just some of the drives that stalled out. I think the telling stat of the day to me was third downs. We were 2 of 10, 20%. We had 2 operational penalties on third down. One that I think went from third and 4 to 3rd and 9. The other went, which is obviously just a brutal change of distance. The other went from 3rd and 9 to 3rd and 14, and that's another one that kind of keeps you from pure striking distance there. You're going to try to catch and run at that point. Their offense was, I believe, 50% on third down with 3 passing touchdowns on third down. So, if the discrepancies there to me come down to the execution, the detail in the execution. But I also felt like we gave up the 1 explosive touchdown on the long pass on 2nd and 20. But I did feel like, defensively, though I didn't love the space that was available, I did feel like we were in position to build to the stop a couple times, and twice on the same play, it's a corner out to number 3. We have to just tighten down the matchup, the technique, knowing where the help is there. And if we can trade touchdowns for field goals on those third downs, I think you're going to come away feeling a lot better about how tight that game is late. And so, not to try to find silver linings everywhere. I just, to me, it's, you asked about rhythm on offense. I think first, second down efficiency to get us in manageable third downs. I did not like how we executed on third down offensively. Some of that self-imposed wounds. And then, again, late in the game, what you saw were quick strike touchdowns. It's, on the 4th and 4 stop where we turn around with possession. We hit Will Shepard on a go ball and then hit Will Shepard on a runaway RPO, and that's a two-play touchdown sequence. The next one, the throw to Junior, was on the back end of that was the third play of the drive. So I think it was a run, and then we hit Will Shepard on a shallow cross and then went up to Junior on the third play. We can do that. It's about, through the middle of the game, maintaining possession, conversion on third down, get us into those moments to be explosive, because I think we're proving that we can be explosive.
How will you be determining the quarterback situation this weekend, and how is that looking at this juncture?
Well, we're day by day here, and obviously we know that we have two guys that are capable of doing it. I think, again, we're always going to be first paying attention to AJ's health, and then through the week of practice, just making a decision what we feel like is best for the team. And obviously, it makes no sense for me to make that decision, on Tuesday. So we'll hold off on anything definitive as the week goes. But I think we did find a rhythm offensively on Saturday. I do think we found some spirit offensively. I liked the attitude we played with, and that's just to say that no matter who's out there, I've got confidence that we're gonna be able to play our style, play our identity.
You have stopped the run better, I think, since the Wake Forest game. Held Kentucky down okay, held Missouri below its average, I think, rushing. What have you guys been able to tap into defensively against the run?
Structure wins. I think with the Wake game, we were trying to force them to play left-handed, and so we were playing light boxes, and we didn't tackle well. But when we're in our base structure and we're in it, I think even if you look at the Kentucky game, the breakouts, they were just, we're short a gap on the late run that broke out on us in the Kentucky game. In the first one, it's a structural breakdown, the first touchdown in that game. I mean, there's a better performance for us defensively, and it doesn't take, magical performance. It's, the spill player getting on top and inside out. It's not allowing emotion to take us out of our eyes, but I think our structure wins. And so, again, in the Missouri game, some of they had the long run there at the end of the half that we were essentially trying to make sure that they weren't going to throw the ball on top. And so, you expect to absorb some yards that way. We had another one later in the game where we didn't execute a run stunt well enough. Those are the things that we need to fix to become a good run defense. Right now we're solid when we're in our structure, but when we're out of structure, we're allowing too much space. And so the defense is designed to stop the run. And, again, when we've been where we're supposed to be, 11 guys on the same page, all those spatial tackles that give you problems are eliminated when you're aligned, assigned, and seeing the things you need to see on the snap. And that's been our formula when we've been good.
What will the team work on in practice this week to prepare for such a loud environment, probably the loudest environment so far this season?
Yeah, well, we have noise. Now, this has been a 3-year battle getting the right level of noise, but we've got I think 2 weeks ago we got our new stacks in, and so I'm really proud of that. And we'll have them cranked up and make sure that we're working. I don't know that, so much of playing in a loud environment is about chemistry, and it's about the chemistry that's built, before there's noise introduced. but certainly we expect that to be a factor, and so we're gonna plan and prepare for that as though it's going to be impactful.
Anything else? Thank you.
All right, thanks, guys.